Yeah, okay. This guy is devout. He's lived his life by a code. He believes in a higher power, even if current events maybe have shaken his faith somewhat. But yeah, I'll say that his wife is pious. So
There we
what
go.
does
So we
that
got
give
a
you?
devout house. That's good to work with. So they do still roll their will, and they do roll their piety.
Okay, so that would be a D12. It'll be a D6 and a D12. Here we go. Boop, boop.
They did
That's one
not.
success.
All right, so I will go ahead and let's see. I believe I need 3 successes for sick, which is very important here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my personality and see if I can beat a 5. It is very important. No,
Oh.
it's a tie. And I don't have any ones to reroll. So they aren't injured anymore, but they are still sick at this moment. They have gotten better.
Got it. Okay.
So close.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think if this was a good devil's bargain. Because it's a tie, right? I could. Okay,
This
this is
so
weird.
I would have to have beaten the 5 and the 3.
Okay, you'd have to beaten both of them. Okay, yeah, okay, never mind then. All right, so you do recover the injury, the strange lesions that have crept across her body. You manage to reduce them to just dark marks, right, beneath her fur, and this is a miracle. Farmer Jonathan, his eyes go wide at the sight of it, and he looks at you, and he says, "Who exactly are you, sir?"
Well, I'm just a humble doctor, really.
He snorts incredulously. His wife opens her eyes, and she blinks at him, and she says, "Oh, my love." And he says, "Oh, dear, I've found someone. He smells as a saint would, and I think maybe he could break this curse upon you. Oh, I am forever in your debt, sir. Please, would you stay with us? Would you help bring my family back from the brink?"
Of course I will. This will take quite a lot of work, but I shall do all that I can.
He nods. At this point, I will offer the goal
Save the
of
family, save the farm.
exactly. I forget how I worded it, but yeah, save Farmer John's family.
Oh, Theta's right. I need to get Holy Cloud for rerolls.
Well,
Extra dice.
I was trying to think of those gifts that refresh your magical gifts. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I see that all of white magic stuff has that rider that you have to pray to refresh. So I'm assuming that those don't work on
Yeah,
white magic
I
gifts.
don't know if white magic has mnemonics.
That's what I'm saying. Even if it did,
I do have secrets, but not for like the special gifts.
Well,
Those are all just like you have to pray per day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think mnemonics would work on white magic gifts because they have the rider in every gift that you have to pray at a certain time of day. So.
Right. So mnemonics doesn't actually work on the white magic stuff. I think clout, however, are the gifts that let you roll extra dice.
Yeah.
Right.
And that would
probably be a good idea for me to get at this point, just so that I could succeed on like the healing or like Lazarus if it happens.
Well, I'll give you bonus 2d8 on every healing check, so.
Yeah, it's a bonus 2d8 in any white magic spell.
Right.
Yeah, you have to tap it, of course, but. What's the praying time?
Depending on the time of day, I might be able to do this a second time today if it's between like 9 a.m. and noon. I don't know what time we got here. This is only a short time after the fight.
And of course, Holy Cloud specifically has the rider. In addition, you may only refresh one Holy Cloud for 24 hours. Unlike all the other ones for our previous discussions.
Oh wow, you have to you have to build up charges. Interesting.
Meta magic, yes.
Yeah. It's worth it. I've just been I guess when it comes to character building, I like having access to all of the tools rather than being really good at them.
Oh yeah, but the refresh on this one is you have to pray 8 times a day for 8 minutes each, 3 hours apart.
Oh yeah, that's like the Lazarus one. You have to be the whole day in meditation. And then you have to do every day you have Holy Cloud. Hey guys, I won't be able to help the party for a week. Why? I have to be deep
Although
in prayer
I
for
do
a
think
week.
I just spotted the typo in Holy Cloud. Refreshing this gift immediately removes any Lazarus hearts that are still active. I think that's just a copy and paste error.
What
That
page
might
is that
be.
on?
It's probably the only error.
Well, no, I'm just saying that unless it's intentional, and a refreshing Holy Cloud kills the person you saved.
Well, it doesn't kill you; it removes your death protection. But
Right, it means that they won't get automatically rezzed, but
I don't think it meant it. And once again, that's probably the only error in the entire Ironclaw book. We're fine.
Everybody gets one.
hey,
Sorry.
welcome back.
I got a cat
think
vet appointment, and so we had to wrestle a cat in here. It was not a pretty thing, but
I think I had a question, which was, what time of day is it?
brr.
Because today alone, I might get 2 castings of this.
I'll give it to you. You said that if it was in the morning between like
Yeah.
9 and 12.
9 and 12, yeah. I don't know what time we got here, so...
I don't remember either, so now's as good a time as any. We'll say that at this point it is like 11 a.m. when you're doing this.
Okay, 1 hour of prayer. Let's do a kid and see if I can help them.
Okay.
Kid, you've been doing your prayers, right? Well,
yeah,
they
let's
still have to
find
beat a
out.
5, and I only have 1 success this time, and I can't reroll personality.
Do you have a favorite
D6.
use?
What am I rolling for healing for favored use? That's the question here.
The
Alright,
exact same one.
they
Oh.
aren't making much of a recovery, it seems.
Academics.
It's academics?
No, it's a target's will in academics. Sorry, what is your dice?
Oh, target is just rolling will.
Oh, and your academics. Sorry, it is academics. Sorry.
Yeah, target's will, my academics. So my academics reroll was medicine. That doesn't apply to holy healing. Alright. I give it a second attempt, I pray for one of the children's, and any superficial wounds are gone. The same as any other prayer I could get for them. But the
Okay.
injury and sickness are not immediately wiped away today.
All right. You have the added pressure of Farmer Jonathan, who now has taken notice of your abilities and is sort of hovering while you're doing this. You can almost like smell the anxious sweat coming off of him as you're working. But no, your holy light does not penetrate the curse on this poor child.
Right. This'll take a matter of weeks, at the least, to pray for each and every one of your children and other family here. But I will bring them back to full health, and I can attend to them the entire time.
Doctor talking big, making promises.
If prayer does not work, science will.
Science will. This is very interesting, but yeah, there you go. The rest of the party is heading with Adris, right? So it's just the doctor staying behind?
Sir Connor, you wouldn't mind leaving a couple crusaders here, would you?
I thought Anushka was staying with the doctor. I thought we were like literally 2 and 2 on the party.
2 and 2?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm more useful with the supernatural than with farmer resettling. Plus, I didn't give you 90 dinar, so I had to come with you.
Okay.
You're paying me to be
Island.
the messenger. Okay. This will be cute.
Alright, so Anushka and I are hanging out here.
And
You're
also, to
hanging
be
out.
honest, I'm more useful to the doctor because I actually have medical and supernatural knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you would like, then I could go ahead and do the medicine roll.
Oh, yeah. Go right ahead.
I'm happy to assist, but you're
So-
probably going to blow us out of the water.
They do have bed rest here, right?
Yes, that much they do have. They do have food.
I'll need to double check real quick if that was a D6 or a +1.
Ah, That's a
Let's
botch.
see. Do.
Anushka's holding the tray of scalpels and then trips.
Good home cooking. So that's +1.
Here,
If so,
the scalpels would only hit me because I'm a team player. So a botch could hurt me, but not you.
and this is the bedroom. Okay, so they do have automatically 2 quota, which is definitely very helpful. Targets will roll body, And let's go ahead and scroll down and see how much medicine do I have. Oh, right, it all got stolen. Every now and then I look at my inventory and I'm just sad.
Is he
Sorry.
dying of a horrible infectious disease?
There are still 5 quota on this one roll today for people.
Nice.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to tap my personality on this. Getting jabbed with getting a strange disease. I'm on my list today.
That would be a very good idea.
There we go. I have increased this from a botch to a simple failure.
There we go. Oh, it was going to get real dramatic in here for a moment.
Oh, wait. No, wait. I forgot. My favorite use of academics is medicine. There we go. It's a success.
Hey, an actual success. So we can go ahead and roll one more here, which is
Yeah,
a
I forgot the
D12.
character. Yeah, all the
We are up to
characters.
6 successes on quota in one day.
Shoot, that would be an embarrassing mistake if I wasn't trained in medicine.
That is 1/4 of their ability to be healed in a single day.
I told you he
Nice.
was a good doctor. Cough, cough.
A better doctor than I am at doing my prayers.
Yeah.
What do you mean you prayed for this man to not be injured and then he wasn't?
Ah, true.
I like how you're
Well,
complaining.
but I
hold
could have
on.
done better. If only I could have miraculously prayed away every single problem all at once. If only I was more powerful.
Is this the venal sin of pride or the venal sin of envy?
I'm going to call this the venal sin of imposter syndrome.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah. Connor's
I'm a saint, but do I really deserve it?
Ooh.
If I haven't solved every worldly ill on my own, am I truly worthy of salvation?
I like it. Okay. Sorry. Didn't want to keep track of all of these injuries and such.
You're an alchemist,
Oh.
right?
Yeah, Orgamine.
Right. So you love overindulgence.
I like studying the world, and I like just being happy.
And
I want to see your opposite. I hate being. Oh wait, what's Raph? Never mind.
Yeah, I asked my bandit, snitch, and robber whether or not they want to go stay with the diseased man, or if they want to go to the harsh wilderness of the Doloro, and they voted harsh wilderness over plague.
there you go. I mean, I would probably do the same thing, honestly.
I mean, at least with
I
an
can-
enemy soldier, you know where you stand.
Do
What
you-
disease is anything?
Do you want me to leave the alchemist with you? Do you think the
If
alchemist
you do,
would be
he has
helpful?
academics, and he could roll to assist as well.
Because it just occurs to me that possibly that could help you out, and really, we don't need anyone.
We could be
specifically.
study buddies.
I mean, did you want me to roll something right now?
Yeah. If you leave him behind, you could go ahead and roll his mind academics, and that could give me an extra D8.
Yeah, he's also a team player, so it would be a D12.
Ooh, that's very good.
There's a 5. So,
Hey, so that's
Nice.
another D12. He didn't help today, so we're still at 6 quota.
to be fair, he gave you valuable information. You just didn't know how to use it.
Mhm.
Your notes, they're so weird. You wrote them, like, encrypted so that other people couldn't steal your trade
I
secrets.
mean, he also
Mhm.
comes with 6 bottles of good medicine and 12 bottles of quack medicine.
If he wanted to
Hey.
dump 6 bottles of medicine right now, he could basically give everyone a +1.
I also like that. I can't remember if it was one of y'all's stories of, oh, he mixes them all up. Guess which one is the good one.
Right, yeah, the half
Half poison, half.
poison, half
You know,
medicine. Goddamn.
if you don't know if you got the placebo, it worked.
There you go.
Half of
Yeah.
these bottles are good medicine. The other half are aqua fortis. Drink
Deadliest
carefully.
poison. Yep. Nice. Okay, cool. So, let's see where to next. Okay, well, we'll say is that you can see while this is going, the farmer has had hope for the first time in a long while. but you know that he's struggling. He wants to suggest a course of action, but he's not brave enough to do so. And so for now, it is going to rest on your shoulders, Doctor, and those of your assistants. But in the meantime, let's jump over to the Doloro. Bertha, her clan, and the rest of the refugees, as you guys make the voyage to Vosges. Along the way, there is occasional grumblings of empty bellies. I guess it would be probably like a day and change journey over to Vosges. And I think it's going to be kind of a steep hike up a mountainside to get. Vosges, as I understand it, is kind of this sheltered little valley town. But you guys make the journey without too much trouble. The only issue is when you get to Vosges, you find that they're not too keen on strangers. They'll tolerate them in groups of 4 or 5. But when you come over the hill with a caravan of 30 some odd, probably more, including your own followers, you're greeted at the edge of town by the mayor. Who's this mayor?
Mayor. Which is literally something that could happen.
Is that right? Mayor.
The mayor, who's also a mayor, could be named Mayor. It's Mayor.
Right. Yeah. Okay. What have we not had in a while?
I mean, there's a bunch of regions that never, or groups that never come up. Like how I named the alchemist. I can't remember. Kelly Deller? After the Kelly Dellers? They're not named Kelly Deller. I mean, they're named for the group Kelly Deller name list, which I don't actually know where they reside.
Okay, we're gonna say that the mayor is cattle. He's a big old cow. He's got come on, and he needs a name. His name will be
Mayor Claybrain Jacob.
Claybrain Jacob.
We love our mayor, that simpleton mayor of ours.
Claybrained. Man, that's special.
That's probably why this town's not doing so hot.
Yeah. Of course, no one calls him Claybrains to his face. They just call him Good Jacob. But Jacob is going to greet Adris at the entrance to the town, and he will say, "Well, hello there. My name is Jacob, and I'm the mayor of Vosges. We are a simple town here. I can't help but notice that you have quite a large party with you. I'm afraid we do not have lodgings for all of them. But we would be happy to sell you some provisions for your continued journey east, if that is what you intend to do."
Look, I know what you're trying to do here, and I appreciate it. You're looking after you and yours, but we just need to make a stopover on our way up Mount Grimarte. We could do for those provisions, and I understand that you're saying that you don't have the lodging household space to accomplish residing all of these people, and that's fine. I'm sure we can make use of streets and alleyways, whatever is necessary to keep people out of the elements. And I know that you probably won't like that, but I'm pleading to your, what would you say, humanitarian?
Better nature.
Yeah, say better nature is probably better than humanitarian nature, because that's implying human nature, and it doesn't exist.
Indeed. I know.
Incline towards your better nature to see reason.
Okay, I definitely think this counts as a negotiation.
And I will assist.
Okay. Let's say will a negotiation for this one. This guy is gonna roll 2d6 and a d8. It'll be contested because they don't like outsiders. Vasquez has a 2-paragraph description, and basically they say they are harmless, poor, don't like outsiders, tend to blame them for bad stuff.
No.
Have a history of driving them out of town. So
Instantly you started giving the speech, and I thought of the cop from the first Rambo movie. I know he was driving Rambo out of town for a different reason, but, has the
Right.
same feel. Are you a team player, Gunner?
No, but you do get my D8, so that'll have to be good enough.
All right, and I'm using diplomacy. Nobility come into play here?
you are flexing.
Oh, I do have diplomacy as well. I just forgot to put it on my sheet. Oh, there it is.
The problem. Okay,
I understand that they're a Doloro territory, but I feel like I don't
Mhm.
know if this is something I can pull on, but the Rinaldi influence is what I'm going for with a nobility tap.
right? Yeah. Maybe it should be more regional. I was just realizing that I tend to give you guys nobility for dealing with nobles and also for flexing over non-nobles, which means nobility is seems to apply in almost all cases of social negotiation, which feels a little OP.
It's where you're asserting. Really, it's supposed to be that you're supposed to tap it if you fail. So you can just say like, "Hey, I failed my negotiation." Well, I'll just tap nobility and assert that, and say you have to do what I say anyway.
Well, nobility also has a D12 roll part to it as well, rather than.
But it's
just
also
the
like,
part.
but you're a Rinaldi noble, and what domain are we in?
Right. I think that's a good point, and one that Theta already made. So it's got to. Yeah, I think it needs to be
What you
within a
guys already
sphere of
said.
influence. Right. So.
And I forgot that Cosmopolitan it doesn't give me a bonus. It just lets me do it for another culture.
Right. I
Right.
think
Never mind
the
that
thing
7.
about the Rinaldi thing was that I think if I was making a play as a Rinaldi noble to somebody, I think that play would only work if I was talking to another noble who cared about the Rinaldi influence.
Right. Yeah. Right. I feel like the language in the book is something about when dealing in matters of nobility, you get the bonus, but you could tap it and basically just pull rank also.
Yeah, and we did just
Right.
clear a chapter, which means I have that.
But you can roll
We're
first
in the wrong domain
and see. Yeah, I mean, I guess
have authority here.
Again, it's not that I'm trying to pull authority. It's more that I'm trying to influence his decision with a foreign power. I think, but the point being made that I need to roll first anyway before.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm just
it might
looking
not
at all
even
my.
matter.
I'm just looking at my options. That's all.
Yeah.
The sheet, man, the sheet. All right, so I'm looking for a 10 or better. Nope, sorry, that's Connor's roll. I'm looking for.
Right. You want 7s because I got a 6. Hey.
So yeah, that's 2 successes, I guess.
2 successes. Okay. Yep. So you can tell that Jacob is none too pleased with this situation. But based on your negotiating skills, he will concede. He'll say, all right. Y'all can stay for the night. As long as you've made your own arrangements for lodging. But I must say that they're kind, but they're simple folk here. They do not take too kindly to sharing their space with outsiders, and we will not suffer any trouble. The first sign of any wrongdoings, and y'all are gone, and I don't want you here beyond the 24 hours, 48 at the most. But other than that, we can agree you'll be safe here in town. Just don't start nothing.
Yeah, that seems agreeable. Shake?
Yes, he'll shake your hand on it. You guys can find ample room to set up your camp, although you do it under the very grim expressions and glares of the townsfolk, who some of whom have basically come out to watch this camp get set up.
I feel like I'll
Yeah.
probably spread out my my irregulars amongst the refugees to ensure, like, they just kind of guard these people, make sure that nobody starts something with them in order to try and get them kicked out. Or, since we don't really know all these refugees either, make sure that they don't start anything.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It is a volatile situation.
Connor will keep his less than savory irregulars with him, and Potter, Joachim, and Buster, my militiamen, will intermingle with the refugees as Adris's men are.
Okay, cool. So that's good. You guys have like defenders in and among the ranks. Cool. Okay. And I assume at this point, yeah. Okay, cool. Just keeping all the logistics straight in my head. So you will have your messenger coming back from Grimart to Shadebrook, and then the doctor will send him to Vosges. And he'll ping pong. All right. So we'll say a day goes by. That happens. Your messenger is on his way to Vosges. The farmer John, his guilt overcomes him. He approaches you, Doc, and he says, "I have not been fully truthful about the cause of this illness. It was my own greed that led to this. That and the interference of an evil, a wrathful sorcerer who lives not far from here. A druid who was very protective of a river that I did selfishly divert for irrigation purposes against his wishes. And as a result, he has cursed my family and left me to bear witness to their decline. It's not that I don't have faith in your abilities, Doctor, but I must, you've renewed my hope that perhaps, I might save my family. To that end, you seem like a powerful sort yourself.
Well, that and science may overcome superstition.
Indeed.
Oh, wait, I don't believe in that either.
Yeah, I don't think he's buying it.
But if there is a source to it, and it is good that you've admitted to this, then perhaps there might be a way to find a middle ground to this, to appease them so that they might not continue this curse. But even so, I should perhaps tend to the family first and ensure that they are well before we go on such a venture. Unless, Anushka, you would wish to go and investigate and find this sorcerer on your own.
Well, to clarify, he's a druid, not a sorcerer. They're two different things. I
suppose so.
Supernatural.
Wait,
I'm just a simple country bumpkin, so I don't...
Are they one of the blessed too, or is... I always
No,
forget if
druids are not blessed.
Damn.
No,
It always seems so similar in Bruges. Oh, well.
Well, you don't have druids in Bruges.
You've heard tales, perhaps.
Look at me, Doctor.
I just assumed they mess with trees too, for some reason.
This is land.
It goes to show what I know about druidism.
The druids claim to talk to the universe and find out what the universe wants and then interpret it for us.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, the blessed... But anyway, this guy already said that he stole the water, so the druid cursed him because he stole the water. I think the druid just wants the river back.
Right. We should perhaps confront them at some point.
What?
How far away are they?
To tell them what? This farmer stole your river and he's sorry, but he's going to keep the river?
I don't know. Maybe find some middle ground, or just tell them to stop. I don't know how this druidism thing works.
It works pretty much the way I described. This guy stole the river and the other guy got mad about it. Can we divert the river back? I mean, I'd be mad if someone stole my water.
He can give you some information. So I guess he'll tell you that it's not far. It's like a 2-hour hike north of his property. Up there, you'll find like it's almost. It's not much of a river, and he was able to dam it up with some of his farm hands. So there's a dam. Could be broken, but
they dammed it up, and I assume dug at least the start of a new canal.
Yeah.
Right, which is what you do when you want water for your farm, but you stole all of it. Yeah, we just need to go blow up the dam. Which you would suck at.
I could maybe dig it a little bit, but yes.
Oh wait, that's right. You've got digging.
He's got digging.
Possibly do rather. Yeah, fulguration's terrible for blowing stuff up because it's weak damage.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it would like score it or maybe set it on fire eventually, but yeah.
You set the dam on fire. I'm not. You remember since like sitting there watching the dam burn, going, "Wow, I didn't think that was the thing that could happen." I learned something today. Yeah, actually, we could go destroy the dam. Yeah, you could come do that. You've got digging.
Well, I'm not so certain about the true cause and source, though he says it is a curse.
What? He said he dammed the river. He admitted it.
That is true. However, there's no guarantee that removing it would remove the curse either.
All right, let's go talk to the druid and say, if we destroy the dam, will you ask him if we destroy the dam, will you remove the curse?
All right, so let's go ahead and do our healing for the day and then give that a shot.
Okay, we can start with healing if you'd like. You've got a lot to heal, so...
Yeah, let me go back up. So here we're healing, random target, and they will be fine if they roll better than a 6. This will take away injury on one of them.
They are pious, that's their only advantage. So we're just going to roll d12. Starting with the youngest, he's got a d4 body. But look at that 12! Hey.
They as well.
Okay. So
perfectly healed.
Removes injury and sickness, right?
And sick, because we've got 3 successes over 6.
All right, I like it. Cured and cured. Okay, good job. The youngest will open his eyes and get up. His lesions are gone, and he'll begin hopping around the room, feeling 110% better. This brings Farmer John to crying with joy, and he runs over and he kisses your robes, the hem of your robes there, Doctor.
Oh, and the doctor is just going to be like completely flustered with actually receiving praise. Like, oh no, it was nothing. I simply prayed for him. The light did it. You see.
This is unnecessary. All in a day's work. Okay.
Just try to be humble, and then let's do the medicine real quick too.
Yeah.
So Anushka and the alchemist can go ahead and give me their assistance, and we'll see how that goes.
Isn't it another day already?
Yeah, this is the second day.
Right, this is...
Wow, okay.
D12.
Sure, I like nothing better than cleaning bandages and collecting people's bile.
That's okay, we'll leave the alchemist behind to deal with that while we're busy.
I serve with joy.
Alright, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5...
D12 from me.
6 and 7 because of their own body.
Yeah.
So we are up to 13 quota now.
Yep, now hold still while we do the bleeding.
Quota 13 plus however much rest they got beforehand.
I can't believe we just throw away this blood. But then again, I'm a microbat, not a vampire bat. So.
I wouldn't try to drink it.
No, I wouldn't either. Ugh. Cursed druid blood. I'd get druid curse.
Alright. So, having tended to them and given the alchemist instructions, they can stay here and tend to them while we go and explore the wilderness for a druid and confront them. That sounded like the thing, right?
Okay.
Logically, I think the
Yeah.
best thing to do would be to go to where the dam is and then follow the dried riverbed.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Okay. You guys want to do that?
Yeah, that's a very easy
We don't
thing to do, I think.
Actually, have any
You can't get
connections?
lost following a river.
Yeah, we don't actually have any connections to the Goblin Kingdom or anything like that, do we?
Nope.
Do you? No, I don't think so.
Just
I don't-
secondhand animosity.
I don't think I have
There
any
you go.
insiders with those guys.
And then Harmon came back.
Hmm.
Again,
You find Harmon sitting
The
there
zombie came back. Oh no, it's Revenant. Oh my god, that would suck so
Well,
hard.
with no arms.
Well, to be fair, if it was Revenant came back, it wouldn't be against. Well, it might be against Connor. I don't know.
a lot of gaming has
Hmm.
conflated druids with being nature wizards, but druids in Ironclaw hew closer to interpreting the universe for you, because the universe is full of all these mystic prohibitions and destiny. And so,
Hmm.
when the druids say, "Good news, you're destined to conquer the entire kingdom." Hey guys, the wizard said I was supposed to do this. Wah! So the druids are often arbitrators, and they overlap with the Brehons. So,
Yeah, very much sounds
Yeah,
like somebody
so
here off the show Vikings.
yep. Oh, and also
Hmm.
what cracks me up is that this entire idea of druids can only wear natural stuff. Oh no, druids were in chainmail. Druids will fuck your shit up.
The
Uh,
universe said I could wear it today.
a druid is just an angry Gaelic who we don't understand.
There you go. I
Um,
like that. So like
Perfect. That's a good.
Yeah, that was in one of the books. And when we couldn't understand, we made that guy. We couldn't understand what that guy said, so we made him a druid. Well, who's that guy? Oh, the druids don't understand what he says, so he's the master druid.
he's the best. There is I was looking through the spells and I forget which one it was, but one of the descriptions is it's just such a Rafferty description, and it's something like that. Like they say something that will, cause like inspiration, or the universe will help you. Some series of words, we'd explain it to you, but you wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't
what it
understand
was.
it.
It's like I like it is very charming.
Right. So it's not that he's going to be some sort of lone hermit, especially if we diverted the river. The druid probably cursed him on behalf of some other people who came by to complain to the druid. Hey, druid, why did our river dry up? You talk to rivers. Yeah. Some idiot damped it up. Oh. Well, we're
So
going to go
all that
home.
matters then is finding him. We have some instructions. He
Yeah,
is at
he
least
said-
findable enough to go to this person and face to face and curse him. He's around the riverbed, and we have both the dry riverbed and the active one to follow.
Right, and I'm also guessing like the farmer's leaving some details. They probably had a big dispute
Yeah.
about it. I mean, if he knows the druid did it, it's probably the druid came by and said, "Don't do this," and he said, "Screw you," and did it anyway.
Yeah, so I guess would
That's
there
long
be
and
any
short.
trouble going there?
Yeah.
There would not be any trouble finding this riverbed or finding the
I mean, we
druid
have
that lives nearby.
directions, and I've got geography and dead reckoning. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you make record time locating this place. The druid has a modest home. It does appear that he lives. Maybe he would have like not
I'm
necessarily
guessing all
a
the
squire,
spots
but
are dead.
yeah, right. He's I mean, he does seem to live a simple lifestyle. But yes, you can tell that things are not going well for his personal garden. And when he comes out when he sees you approach, the druid himself is a wolf, an elderly wolf with kind of like strange mats in his fur. He'll come out, and when he sees you, he'll say, "Hark, you are crossing onto private land. What is your business here?"
Peace be with you. We humbly request audience.
Audience. You're looking for the druid.
What's the name of the farmer who's cursed again?
Farmer Jonathan.
Yes. We come to speak arbitration and offer contrition from Farmer John, who has seen the error of his ways.
Oh, yes, I bet he has now, hasn't he? Watching his family rot.
Yep. So
Interesting.
he's too ill to come for himself, so we came instead to say that he's very, very sorry and wants to undo the damage. And perhaps if you, after all of that, if you could see it in your heart of hearts to offer the limitless compassion for all things, that you could remove the curse.
He says his family rots on the rots away like my crops do, and he'll grab a fistful of rotten crops. I don't know. And
Throw
he'll
dead
say,
grass at us.
yeah, exactly. He'll be like, this is the outcome that pig-headed farmer reaped for himself. I see no reason to help him now while my fields wither and go barren. If all you came here for is to try to appeal to my generous heart, well, you've made a trip in vain, I'm afraid. Get off of my property.
Well, no, we apologize for that. No, we've also come to make amends. We will destroy the dam and let the water flow freely again. Oh, and I also brought you this.
Oh, and what did you bring him?
A flyer for Doloro wine.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
In case you're ever in Bruges and decide to spend the money you don't have.
I wonder what the druid opinion of the blessed would be, and vice versa.
They both
travel in
believe,
different circles.
It's funny because the Doloro believe in reincarnation, which is that all spirits come back, but the
druids believe that some people.
I forget what the word is for it, but only the really cool people come back. So they kind of over. There's a special word for that, of reincarnation, but only the really cool people come back. But the druids believe that wisdom can be earned, whereas blessed has, by connotation, an idea of elitism that you have to be born blessed, whereas the druids go, no, if you just have the right mindset for it, anyone can figure this out. We'd explain it to you, but you're too stupid to understand. Stupid, we can't fit. So there's some overlap. But then, of course, there's also the problem where if you pull the druids long enough, they'll probably say, well, of course, it's the masculine mind that can understand all of this. And the Doloro will say, well, it's probably, the feminine mystique, and then have a big spat about that. I'll be over here.
I love that.
So, right. So, there's also not even orthodox. But anyway, we offer to do that. We'll seeing that Farmer John and yourself could be good friends, we the neutral party, will destroy the dam.
Okay. This seems to be, well, he's not going to pat you on the back just yet, but he says, all right, we'll see. And you think that's probably as good as you're going to get in terms of a. So
you want us to destroy the dam and you might remove the curse?
He shrugs. He says, to some degree, this is the will of the universe, but it wouldn't hurt your chances.
Okay, now
I have not seen someone hedge their bets so much since I lost all my money back in Bruges 3 years ago.
No, I have. He talks like a wizard. Wizards are always full of excuses of why magic didn't work.
But at least they have books and they wrote down that they at least pretend that something will happen.
Yeah,
exactly. These are the wizards who don't write anything.
For the safety of this family over with a guarantee.
I mean, if we destroy the dam, do you swear that you would renounce the curse?
Wow. That's the question.
Because your word, this is a matter of honor.
Oh.
It is.
Wow, my cute little effervescent smile.
Always
go Captain Vimes. Go Captain Vimes on these guys. That's how you win everything.
Man, okay. I don't. I'm trying to avoid necessarily making you guys roll for this because I feel like it should be able to be resolved through.
Well, that is a good question. I'm an Outlander. I'm just some random person who showed up one day and said, "If I blow up the dam, with the curse," and he might say, "My crops are already dead." he might not do it. He also might try to trick us because he's a druid and they do that.
He could also be incredibly obtuse and say, well, I only hedge my bets because I don't know yet. He'll go consult it and say, well, the only way to remove the curse now is to do this other thing that'll make the universe happy.
Which
Which
could
is
be
basically him
anything.
saying he wants to get paid for it.
That's the
Flip side,
beauty of
though.
druidism.
Flip side, though, he could just be tired of all this nonsense and want it to be over.
He could. He just want murder now.
And all I asked is if he would renounce the curse, not remove the curse. In other words, say I...
Right.
If that doesn't remove it, we'll just, we'll worry about that later. But I'm just asking, if we destroy the dam, will you at least renounce it?
Okay. All right. Can you give me negotiation? Will and negotiation?
Okay.
I can. How am I doing for negotiation? Okay, you were not a criminal. You were the opposite of a criminal,
Not a
actually.
criminal.
Let's see. I suppose I should do some rolling here, too.
I
think Anushka's the head roller, so you could do assistance.
You can assist me, so go ahead and assist me.
All right, you do get bonus D8.
All right, you're not a team player yet? I'm a team player.
Yeah, I'm still not a team player.
Okay, now I will go ahead and tap my knack for negotiation, which I never sold back.
Now's the time.
Okay, and is that all my dice? Let me make sure I got all the dice there. Yeah, okay. I'm not a negotiator. I'm a city. All right. There we go. Good thing I didn't know that
better.
Yeah, no, that worked out.
Success.
There's something about your effervescent nature that seems to
I am so
intrigue him.
I am probably like 1/6 his size.
Oh my god, that is tiny.
Well, because I'm probably 4 stone and he's probably 6 or 8. So
Is that his fetish?
That's his thing. He likes
stay away from
small.
that. Yeah, not 1/6, about half his size, but still.
I've been out of the woods alone
1/6
for
is
so
a lot.
long, and then you come along.
Hey, you're the one who looks and smells nice.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, it pushes Anushka away. It's like, I'm here for him.
All right. Yeah. Hey there, big boy. All right. Yes. But anyway, he seems like charmed. He has kind of a quizzical smile on his face, and he says, very well. If you can revert the river, then I shall renounce the ill will I bear towards Jonathan. Of course, you understand that it is the fate of his family is a die that has already been cast. However, he'll have no further ill will from me, provided you can perform what you promise.
Very well. And maybe in the future we can come to some sort of arrangement between you and he so that both of you may flourish as well. But we'll hold that for a later time.
I will say too that I wish that I could do a Gaelic accent or some kind of you're just gonna have to
try.
I know it would go so very badly. So ultimately just imagine that you're only catching every word.
I imagined that myself.
I want to think that we take a break and you come back with a carrot top wig on.
God.
The doctor walks away, looks at Anusha and goes, "Did you understand any of that?"
Oh yeah, all of it. I'm cosmopolitan.
Oh wait,
I just good with people.
When you've had to hold the hair of a drunken Rinaldi soldier, everything is much more intelligible than that.
Well, I suppose we're going to take down a dam.
I have a question. Two questions. I have two questions. One, did you take the alchemist with you, or did you leave the alchemist back at the farm?
We left the alchemist behind.
We're gonna have to go get the alchemist because we're probably gonna need. He has bombs, right?
Well, yeah, he's got firebombs, so he's also got craft. But
the problem is, I like to say he's got firebombs. Once again, fire versus a dam. Probably.
Well,
not the best way.
I'm seeing the side that's not leaking water on it isn't going to.
He has craft, which is important, and he also has acid.
That was my second question. Since thankfully, you're going back for him anyway. Can you divert a river? Not divert. What is splitting a river called? Is that still diverting a river?
That's diverting a river. Yeah.
I assume. Yeah, there's probably still some water that's coming through the dam, just not the quantities that you'd need.
Right. I was just wondering, can you? Again, diverting sounds like it's more stopping one path.
The divert is when you move the water somewhere else. Forking the river is when you split it.
Forking, that's what I meant. Yeah, I mean, would it be possible to fork this river in a way that's beneficial for both parties?
Possibly.
I would assume
in order for a river to flow, it has to fill the banks. And so I'm guessing that we're calling this a river, but it's probably closer to a creek or a canal.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
might be possible to split it, but that would require a lot of work. We're just going to destroy it for now and then let them settle this later.
Or again, or long time work. I was thinking maybe if my
Hmm.
alchemist buddy here thought this was a worthy task, that they might just stay behind and try and help the farmer out.
Right.
He might
But
be able to help the farmer find another solution entirely.
Well, they could share the river. I mean, yeah, you're right. They could fork it, but that might require like labor enough to build this to it where it goes to the druid's house.
We
and
did
the
give him
farmer,
a lot of money for labor.
we did. So we could go tell him it's like, okay, he'll only remove the curse if you can divert the water but not take all of it. So that's why I'm thinking we should blow up the dam so it goes back to the druid as an act of good faith, and then tell the guy, come back here and fork it. Don't just take all of it.
Yeah. Destroy the dam, tell the druid everything's fine, and then discuss with him later the possibility of forking it.
Right. But
yeah, this all sounds good.
I would think it's probably a good idea to go get the alchemist, because I have craft, but the alchemist is more, I think.
Well, the alchemist is a typical. He also has team player though, so he can.
I know. I like
team
to
player
say he's a
your
typical.
craft.
Yes, which means he has a D6 craft, which is more than mine.
Oh, okay.
Yup.
Well, I thought maybe giving you a D12 bonus would be more beneficial than rolling 2D6.
Except I'm also
Right.
a team player, which means I would give him a D12 bonus.
So we'll go get the alchemist. We'll run back. We'll get the alchemist. We'll come back up to the dam. And thank you two for coming. This is now the committee for the removal of the dam. All members are now here.
Okay, so I'm destroying something is craft, and you get a D12 bonus if you had sabotage, which none of us have.
Mhm.
So
Sabotage.
This is the point where the doctor feels I have sabotage.
right.
Ah.
That would be
So
good.
the alchemist would have 2d6. Wait, you have sabotage?
No, I was joking.
Okay. So he gets 2d6. Now I'm willing to assist. I have a D4 in craft to assist. What about you, Doctor? Can you actually do anything, or just going to pray that we do this?
I have no crafting, but I could try to dig.
Would his digging be applicable?
Yeah. I like
So-
to favor digging because it's such a weird skill, and this is definitely a place where it could work.
And
Okay.
I do have a favored use of clearing, which may in fact be important here.
Right. Well, I hope you have swimming as well.
Well, I have one. And I know I don't have any swimming at all.
Okay, so this would be, I guess, the body and craft of the alchemist, which is 2d6, and he gets a d12 from me and a d8 from the doctor.
Yep.
I'm not rolling good today.
Yeah, that's still
Some-
two successes.
So that's 2 successes.
I have rolled
And what do we
a
say?
number of times where I've had like 10 dice, and only 2 of them have come up
Hey,
above
I-
3.
I feel you. I've been there.
Yeah. So 2 successes, something that like a skilled person or a knowledgeable person could pull off. I think that sounds like enough to
Yeah, this is
maybe
like
not to
the world's
make a
most
dam.
constructed dam, yeah.
Yeah, maybe not to make a dam, but certainly to break a dam to the point where it is no longer
And
operational.
hopefully no one gets hurt. You actually have swimming, right, Doctor?
Not at all.
Really? Huh.
Nope.
No.
Where do you
I missed that day.
where do you imagine that he's using the skill where he needs swimming? Because I imagine he could probably attack the dam from the side on the top
Well, he
and
would
dig
be-
down.
When the dam collapses, he might fall in the water.
I was thinking more to the line of like prep work, where I'm on the dry side, I dig out a place for the bomb, and we place it further in or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm guessing he has fire bombs. So what we're doing is we're digging it out and making sure it's dry and not leaking, and then setting fire to it, and then enough of the dam burns that it just collapses.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that
I
works.
like it.
But yeah, I assume Aqua
So
Fortress
it-
is better than Aqua
which-
Vitae in this respect.
We had 2 successes. This probably takes all day.
Yeah, I think it does take the rest of your day. But as, night falls, you do watch the remains of this dam crumble and get washed down the river's original course back down towards the druid's home. Yeah, it was a good day's work. So now the question is, will this have paid off or help?
We'll have to see tomorrow.
We'll have to see tomorrow.
Going to bed.
this might be a good time to take a break. It's 12, at least over here it is. Do you guys mind taking a quick 5-minute break?
Fine.
Quick 5-minute break,
I'm good with
everybody.
it.
Awesome. I'm going to be right back.
See you in a bit.